Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Taylor, and I'm part of the Professional Development Committee of the Students on 7th Association, with reps from various psychological associations in Ontario and Canada. And you guys have sent us some questions, so we hope you're really interested in this. I'm going to give a quick introduction to them and tell you a little bit about the format, and then we'll get started. So we have here, let me check my list, from the CPO, so the College of Psychologists of Ontario, we have Dr. Catherine Yarrow. And then from the Canadian Psychological Association, all the way from Ottawa, we have Dr. Karen Cohen. Also from Ottawa, from the CCPA, so Canadian Counseling and Psychotherapy Association, we have Michelle Lefebvre. From the OPA, this is a lot of acronyms, the Ontario Psychological Association, we have Dr. Nikki Fitzgerald. From the Transitional Council of the Registered Psychotherapists and Registered Mental Health Therapists, so it's the new college that we'll be regulating that, we have Joyce Rowland. And then from the Ontario Society of Psychotherapists, we have Susan Stevenson. So a big thank you guys all for coming up to be here today. It's really exciting for us to have you all in one room. And so in our audience here, we have MA students, MEd students, EDD, PhD students, so they all have varying goals within the discipline, so hopefully you'll be able to help them navigate the professional waters. So each rep will have about 5-7 minutes to do a quick introduction. And then we have a list of questions that you guys have sent in that I'll be asking them. And then we'll just have a free-form Q&A at the end, and they might have time to mingle at the end if you want to have an individual conversation. So without further ado, Michelle has graciously volunteered to go first, so off we go.
I guess I was the only man, so I first. Anyway, thank you, Taylor, and the association for inviting us today to this presentation. You will find in the back a CCPA package, which is the Canadian Counseling and Psychotherapy Association. And you will find mostly all of the information I will talk today about today. My name is Michel Lefebvre. As you know, it's a Francophone name. I'm the Francophone Director of Ontario. And sometimes I have to look for my words. I'm in Ottawa in a Francophone college, so I don't talk too much in English. I listen a bit in English, but I don't talk too much. So, and excuse me, sometimes I'm looking for words. So, yes, we are located in Ottawa. Who we are, we're a national association of professionally trained counselors engaged in the helping profession. So we're founded since 1965. Mainly the CCPA, the Canadian Counseling and Psychotherapy Association, is a national and bilingual organization dedicated to the enhancement of the counseling profession in Canada. We promote policy practices which support the provision of accessible, competent, accountable counseling services throughout the human lifespan, in a manner sensitive to the pluralistic nature of society. CCPA is trying to understand the needs of the diverse community of counselors in Canada, aspire to being inclusive in its membership, and to being a strong voice for the promotion of counseling. The difference between us and other colleges is that we created ourselves 46 years ago to become a national association within our own group of counseling professionals. Other colleges and provinces are the creation of their ministry directed by their government in order to mainly protect the public. Our association was created by a professional member to have a self-regulated organization in order to protect the Canadian public where there was no provincial regulation before. But also our goal was, and still is, to defend our profession and our professional working in different counseling fields of work all around Canada. We are here for our members, offering professional advice, PD, national conference, national certification, provincial insurance, networking, and listening to all our member needs. Now, why should you become a member of CCPA? Well, first, there's a reasonable membership fee. That helps. When I was a student, I know I didn't have much money. But it's $150 a year for a full-time membership for a professional member, but it's half price, it's $75 a year for a student. So what are you getting for $75 a year? So you're getting free publication, Conita, our quarterly newsletter, Canadian Journal of Counseling, Continuing Education Credit System. It's a free compilation of professional development events, free transcript upon request, even become a student eligible for our CCPA award program. So that could be interesting for some bursary in order for you to for your study or to continue study. Comprehensive code of ethics and standard practice. We serve as a guide for professional conduct. For all members, we have the Counseling Ethic Casebook Standard of Practice for CONSER and other booklets that are available. You have access to CCPA Ethics Committee for advice, electronic newsletter, networking, sharing ideas and expertise with other counselors. We have a listserv, so you can even contact directly with directors or other counselors in all over Canada, so that's interesting. We have also CCPA National Conference. We have discount for our conferences. Like in May, we have a conference in Ottawa, so if you're coming to the conference, we have special rates for students. CCPA Professional Development Webinar. We're starting this last year. Webinar is because people were asking if we can have something online. Now it's a start. We started this year, and it's very interesting. We have both in French and English, and it's cost like interesting, like it's about $45 and a bit less for students. So, and it's taped, so you can watch it a few times. If you did miss one, you can watch it again. So it's kind of interesting for the webinar online. We have own auto and personal insurance as long as the professional insurance. And offer to member who meets certification criteria comprehensive professional liability insurance at low cost. Opportunity to be included in our directory of certified counselors. And the ability to participate in regional chapter. Regional chapter are British Columbia and the National Capital Region. A group of counselors who gather for networking, but also provide PD development, and it's free for all counselors in Ottawa. So it's kind of interesting. We have interest-based chapter also with counselor educator, career development, school counselor, pastoral and spiritual care and counseling, private practitioner, creative arts, social justice, and Aboriginal circle. I'm okay with time. I guess
Just 2 to 3 more minutes.
2 to 3 minutes, okay. All right. What you'll find on our website, you will find calendar of events, extensive list of constant-related conference, list of professional development opportunities, employment opportunities. That's great for students. Sometimes you're looking for some job in counseling. It's all over Canada. So if you like to travel. Professional development opportunity, like access to pre-approved webinar or yearly conference. I think I'm repeating myself, but you have also official recognition of professional development activity through the Continuing Education Unit. It's called CAU. And, okay, I'm going to pass you a few things that I said already. When you become members, as a student member at the association, you have to be presently enrolled in an undergraduate post BA certificate or diploma program or graduate program counseling related field, mainly master's degree or doctorate degree. And if you're a member for 1 year, what's interesting is that if you become CCC, like a certified Canadian counselor, then you don't pay a year fee when you become CCC. So it's kind of, you only have to pay for these $75. It's become $150. That is off the fee, and you want that to be to become a CCC, certified counselor. There's a few questions that you already have passed to us, and I think I'm going to wait for until you ask the question.
Sure, we can ask you all at once.
So we can answer all the questions. Yeah, okay. In order to follow. Okay, I think that's it. So thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you, Michelle. And so up next we have Dr. Karen Yarrow from the CPO. Catherine, sorry.
It's okay. The College of Psychologists is the regulatory body for the profession of psychology. And as Michelle mentioned, the regulatory bodies are a creation of legislation. So we were first regulated in Ontario in 1960, and actually was the first province in Canada where psychology was a regulated profession. So in 2010, 2011, we've been celebrating our 50th anniversary as a regulated profession. And if you want, you can go on our website and see our brochure that tells you a little more of our history. We actually share legislation with 25 other health regulatory colleges, including the College of Registered Psychotherapists to the Registered Mental Health Therapists. And that is umbrella legislation for all of us, and then each of us has our own profession-specific legislation. So we have the Psychology Act. Our role is to set entry standards for entry to practice, and to set standards for professional conduct of members of the college, and to also set standards for continuing professional development and the maintenance of quality and competence in the profession throughout the professional life of the individual members of the college. Currently, we register psychologists at the doctoral level and psychological associates at the master's level. And in order for anyone to be able to purport to offer psychological services and to use the title psychologist or psychological associate, you must be a member of the College of Psychologists of Ontario. So membership is mandatory if you wish to be able to offer services that you wish to describe as psychological, or to use those protected terms and titles. Now, the nature of the Regulated Health Professions Act, under which we all operate, is such that our scopes of practice are in the public domain, except that certain activities which are potentially harmful are restricted to certain professions. So our profession is authorized to communicate a psychological diagnosis. There are only, I think, 5 diagnosing professions in the RHPA at the moment. There will in the future be a controlled act relating to the provision of psychotherapy. Right now that's in the public domain. Anyone can provide psychotherapy. But in the future there will be a restricted activity which will be restricted to our college and 4 other colleges. And that will involve the treatment of serious disorders that have a significant impact on someone's function. Now, Dr. Cohen may speak more about this, but just so that you know, members of our profession work in a variety of settings, ranging from universities and hospitals to school boards, private practice, community agencies, correctional services, the military, businesses and organizations, and work with a variety of client groups as well: children, adults, adolescents, older adults, families, groups, and workplace settings as well. The possibility of change in our profession that we were asked to consider in speaking about is that we started registering at the doctoral level in 1960, and then in 1991 began registering at master's level as well, the psychological associate class. And now with the advent of the new College of Registered Psychotherapists and Registered Mental Health Therapists, and with there being fewer master's graduates in Ontario, we're seeing the numbers start to decline. The college is considering whether to discontinue registration at the master's level at a future time. So don't worry, if you're in a master's program now and planning to graduate with the master's, the proposal would be to discontinue this by 2017. The last application would be accepted, and the requirements would have to be met by 2010. But I will say to you, this is a proposal at the moment and has to go through a consultation process, government review and approval, and it's by no means a slam dunk that this is going to happen. But just to let you know, right now, if you're in a master's program, you're not at risk, because if this process were to go through, there would still be opportunities to get registered for those of you who are either in a program or about to start one this fall. I would mention the website of the college, www.cpo.on.ca, and I did circulate a handout that Taylor has that she could send to you electronically, and she may have already done so, and that has some information, but there's a lot more information on the website. And I would also encourage you to call the college and speak to staff if you have questions, particularly about registration requirements and how to interpret them. And I'll talk more about that during the Q&A.
Great, thank you, Catherine. On to Dr. Karen Cohen.
Thanks. The Canadian Psychological Association, like the CCPA, is a professional association, so it's not a regulatory body. We don't give out licenses to practice. We're there to meet the needs of our members. We're the Guild group, as we'll often say. They're the Guild. Our mandate is also, though, to improve the health and welfare of Canadians, to promote excellence in psychological research and practice, and to advance and develop the profession as well as disseminate psychological knowledge in addition to providing membership services.